with sometimes you ever like drive to work and it's your day off. Yeah, we do that so often that it's just like just get in the moment. Because right now is a nice moment. Right now we're all breathing. We're all relatively happy. We're safe from the element. So right now is good.
Yeah.
What we have to do later may be stressful or what happened before, but right now is good.
I think one of my favorite aspects in just seeing it kind of grow and evolve over the years is just how adaptable that you guys have made it. Honestly, that when ideas come up like yoga or the music or certain things, talk about some of those different things that you kind of worked in through the years.
Yeah, I mean, wow, we've done a lot of stuff.
Your Grateful Dead
The
band?
Grateful Dead band, yeah. So a shout out to the WNY Dead, which is not Western New York Dead, but it's a Grateful Dead cover band. It's the We're Not Yet Dead.
Okay.
And they come out, Father Dan, he's an Episcopal priest, an amazing guitar player.
Okay.
We've had them out for the last 2 or 3 years. They've come out and played. We've had a couple of other musicians over the years, so that's neat.
I want my friend Ed Coban. He plays Native American flute. Yeah, I want him to come out. I'm going to ask him.
Invite him out.
And that's what's good when he gets ideas, and you could expand on those ideas. So it's really fun.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different things. Like we have in that discussion time, it's kind of it's like way open. So like we have a Sikh community in Niagara Falls. So we had Beatrice Singh Arnone come out,
she's nice.
or Arnone Singh. I forget which way it goes.
Arnone.
Singh Arnone, yeah. So she, she comes out and does the talks. Has talked with us a couple times about the idea of sort of environmentalism and caring for the planet from the Sikh tradition. Rabbi Ellen from the local Temple Bethel, she comes out and has shared, stuff about. The last couple of years, she's talked about blessings. I guess apparently in the Hebrew tradition, she has taught me that there's a blessing for everything that you do, whether it's going on a trip or walking out your door or going to the bathroom or having a meal. There's a blessing for everything. And so she was bringing that idea into, how everything we do is in some way a blessing. With the beekeeper lady, we came in and you get to learn about how stuff works that way. It's that last little half-hour conversation time really opens up all the stuff you can do and often flows over into the things that we do in the garden, the kind of stuff we plant.
Grassroots garden?
Oh yeah, well we should talk about Grassroots Gardens with you. Yeah, so Grassroots Gardens is a local, they're Grassroots Gardens of Western New York. They help support community gardening, so they donate to, they provide all of our plants and our soil and wood for
fertilizer,
our boxes and fertilizer, all the stuff that we need. And they also have a therapeutic gardening task force, which we've been involved with since it started.
It's fun. And they brought like a little crafts to make and stuff too. So that was fun.
Yeah, so we've done that, and but like we're working on a thing with them now where they'll have we're setting up to try and plan for an evening event thanking gardeners in at our gardens.
Is this new?
Niagara Falls Gardeners. Yeah, you don't know
I
about
don't
this
know
one
about
yet.
it.
Yeah, so it's part of our gratitude campaign that we
Okay.
do at the mission, right? We just thank people who don't get thanks, so we're going to thank community gardeners, but we're doing it with Grassroots Gardens, and they're going to bring out music. We're going to try and get all the other gardening people there from the community to come in and do that. So it provides a platform to do just about anything that you want to do, because once you get past the first few weeks of planting, it's a lot of watering.
It's
People
growing.
come out, right? You got a month and a half of where you need to water the gardens and stuff, but
water,
weed and things. But you just got that. There's a whole lot of space there to do other things. And when you get people together, I mean, we're social animals, right? We figure out stuff to do together.
So again, if you're just joining us, my name is Christian Hoffman. I'm the Vice President for Public Relations and Development at Community Missions. I'm joined today by Mark Breeze, our agency pastor at Community Missions, and then Carla Levorchick from our Niagara Visions Pros program. And so we are talking about the Gardens of Compassion. Gardens of Compassion is a community gardening effort. And so you mentioned a couple of things like watering and weeding, particularly. So that's the fun stuff. We know that there are wonderful gardeners out there that may be looking to give back in a certain way. So let's hit the basics, the very basics of what you're doing, where you're doing it, and when you might be looking for people to help out.
Yes, so so the gardens are at St. James United Methodist Church on Porter Road. I should have wrote down the address, but it'll be on the screen before the end of this program. Right, so it's right next to the Niagara Falls High School. And they have a big lot of lawn around their building. So we have 16 raised beds there. And then what basically our needs are for the gardens to be cared for throughout the week. we have our group gardening day, which anybody's welcome to come. Anybody's welcome. It would be nice if you let us know ahead so we can plan, because we have snacks and stuff. We have, what we do is we do all the garden care on that Monday in the morning from 10 to 11:30. But there's 6 other days of the week, right? And these are raised beds, so it's kind of like taking a sponge filled with water and putting it in the hot sun on the top of a picnic table. And it's always a little breezy, and it just whisks the water away. So they need to be watered every day, and then when the weeds start up, you need to get the weeds out. So we need people to volunteer to come out and help with that part of it as well. So come out and garden with us, or come and take care of the gardens during the week. And if people are interested in that, they can just contact us through our website. We have a lovely volunteer, Liz Kovacs, who's been with us for a couple of years, and she manages that whole part of that, managing those volunteers and getting that set up. Or if you have a community group, like a group can adopt a day, right? And then your 5, 10, 15, 20 members, you can just pick people, you can volunteer them to go and do the watering that day.
Yep, so your community group could choose on a Tuesday afternoon or something, and then 2 people this week, 2 people the next week, and that would be a wonderful benefit.
And when we get, I hope we don't, but if we have one of those really beastly hot summers, watering twice a day is not a bad idea out there, because again, it's an open field, it's very hot in the raised beds, and the wind goes over the top and over the bottom and just swifts the water all the way.
What are some of the biggest benefits that you've seen, Carla, from anybody that's kind of been in the program and just really seems to get a lot out of the gardening? Any stories to share, or just any progress that you've seen with people with the gardening?
There is. There's this. It's getting out of the classroom, because most of the time we're in classrooms, and for 45 minutes, this is getting out in fresh air. So this group we have now, I think, is really enthusiastic. It's a really good group. One of the things with mental illness and stuff is sometimes people don't always follow through. So sometimes we get 1 person, 10 people, and it's not always the same person. So tracking that, there's a lot of enthusiasm during the sign up. It's like people want to go out and get out to gardening.
I think we're going to keep most of them this time.
Yeah, this group is pretty amazing. They've all been, every year it's amazing on the people who come out and just doing the different things, if it's learning about the nutrition stuff or getting in there and getting in the dirt.
And there's some of the clients are people you wouldn't expect to do it. They'll do nothing else, and then they'll be like, okay, I'll garden.
Right.
Yeah, there actually is. Yeah, one guy just wants the gardening. He doesn't want any part of pros programming and stuff like that. But
he'll come for the gardening.
It's a good addition to what we're doing at pros. So
one thing I guess I want to say about that, what's been surprising, has been the church. There's a couple of members there that have Jan Babcock, Lee Clark, and Richard Chapman, and they've been with us from the beginning of this. And they've Richard's told me about times where he's met people during the year that are at the gardens, and they'll see him at the grocery store or whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, Rich," and and so it's had a really wonderful effect on them too, in getting to know these people, understand about mental health, and when we have volunteers that come out, I always get those comments that folks didn't expect that it was going to be as easy as it was, and it wasn't as frightening or scary as they thought it would be, right? Because they really have these perceptions. So I think that's what's really amazing, how supportive the church has been, and the few members that have been really dedicated to it, and just how much they put in.
Absolutely. A lot.
They put in a lot of effort. Lee's 200 years old, and he's built all of our.
He's not 200.
He's in his 90s.
No, but those beds are amazing. They're really good looking.
And he keeps them up too. And I like when he's really into the Cornell, whatever, doing on nutrition and stuff. He gets into it because he's trying to eat healthy and stuff. It's all fun.
So certainly we want to thank St. James for being our host of it. Grassroots Gardens is a wonderful partner with us, and Cornell has been all along the way. And anyone else to mention?
We've had great partners with it all the way. Cornell helped us start the whole thing. We started this as a project to try and grow 2 acres of vegetables scatter the churches around the county, but that didn't work out. But this came out of it, which was not planned. So, and that came out of it because of the pastor that was at St. James at the time. And we have the other huge supporter we have is Goodman's greenhouse on the boulevard. They are always amazing and always helpful, and been really supportive of us in so many ways over the years too. So like, those have been our big partners all the way through, and they've stayed. Everybody's stayed, and they stick with us.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for this. And certainly, if you have any interest at all in just finding out more, please contact us, 716-285-3403. You can ask for myself, Christian. Pastor Mark, of course, as well, would be glad to help you, or Kathy Chase is our volunteer manager. So we can definitely put you into the right position, that whatever it is that you might be looking for, we can absolutely use you in some way. Just want to mention a couple other things. Of course, I mentioned the golf tournament that's coming up on Monday, July 31st. Would love to have you out there either playing or supporting the event or the agency in some way. That's up at Niagara Frontier Golf Club, and please go to communitymissions.org for more information on that. Again, Thursday, July 6th, we're going to have a blood drive there at Community Missions from 2 to 6 p.m. You can sign up for different time slots. Go to our social media to look for that. You can also just follow our social media in general for lots of different things. Right now, YouthWorks is a volunteer group. We've got some pictures of some good-looking kids that have been with us last week, and then this week, and then all throughout the summer. They're coming to us typically from the upper Midwest. We have a group from Ohio and Pennsylvania this week, and so always excited to see them. It always feels like summer once YouthWorks is back around with us. And then the other date to mention is July 19th and 20th. Come out for our closet giveaway days. We'll have our soup kitchen. Lunch is going to be outside those days, and you can come out and grab whatever that you might need for yourself or from somebody that you know, either clothes or household items, etc. So again, signing off for now. Thanks so much to Carla and Pastor Mark for joining us, talking about the Gardens of Compassion. And until next month, this is Community Link for Community Missions. Take care.